got excuses, but you got one life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up. And I don't even care what the fuck your excuses is. Fact is, you just playing the cards of foolishness. What you think I'm dubious, you gotta get up, get going and just move on. Don't look towards the past, you gotta groove on. You procrastinating now, you gotta get that motivation. I already created a track called Inspiration. Gotta get up, get going and get fucking hype. Go ahead kid, go ahead and live your life with no regrets, no regard all the fucking time. Cause I'm telling you, if you keep going, you go on. End up in the same spot you've been in all your fucking life now. Tell me now who's winning. Opinions are like assholes, everybody.
Oh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, I was not ready. I'm currently just looking at my time here, and it is WTN Rundown time, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually 21 minutes late, but never late, but better late than never.
That's
and
right.
Never late is better. And I am hearing a double echo. I am annoying as balls. Let me lower myself here. Jeez, I feel sorry for you guys, but you're going to have to hear me anyways. You will not only hear me, though. You will hear the kid crazy kind, the craziest one of the crazies. We got him out of the Douglas and onto the show every week. So kind of them to let us use him for our lovely recaps because he is the man with the plan. Kid Crazy, how goes it, good sir?
Very good, very good, very good. Some good wrestling, good Money in the Bank. I enjoyed it. We're gonna get to it. A lot of stuff to talk, even some news. So let's get right to it.
Fair enough. Let's do that indeed. So I guess we've been following up a lot with the Sasha Banks Naomi scenarios. What's going on there? Obviously, they left back in May. They were really upset with everything WWE was doing with them. Left the titles on the table. Haven't seen them since. Since then, there hasn't even been a tag team division or even a championship tournament or whatever have you. So we did get some news, not necessarily confirmed per se. Here we go. Okay, not necessarily confirmed per se, but Mike Johnson from one of the dirt sheets, I forget which one he is, had reported that Naomi and Sasha Banks are removed from the roster internally.
Okay, yeah.
I don't necessarily know what that means. So it's not externally, obviously, because on the WWE.com, they're still there. They're still on the active roster. They're still shown on SmackDown and so on and so forth. So this is kind of them getting near their contract ending anyways. So I feel like WWE, as we mentioned, is probably only going to announce that they have left or that they didn't sign a new contract when their contract is officially up. I believe it's up at the end of July, so at the beginning of August, sort of ordeal for both Naomi and Sasha. But this is the first we kind of hear more about Naomi being completely removed. So that is pretty
surprising.
telling. Very surprising. Wonder how Jay feels about that.
Yeah.
Probably not happy.
Right, no.
Or, maybe she's down to do something else too. I don't know what other skill sets she has, but I imagine, based off of like the diva stuff I saw, she does seem to be creative in other aspects. So
she has a background in dancing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so,
she has a background in dancing. So
maybe she's done with wrestling. Yeah.
I mean, that's it. If she doesn't want to be done with wrestling, she certainly has to up her ante in terms of, I don't know, doing something.
But it is surprising that they're only announcing these because usually when you release somebody, thank you and we wish you luck in your future endeavors. This has been releasing by bits. We haven't seen them now. This news about internally being taken out of the roster. So are they like everybody knows that they're done, but maybe they broke a deal, just let the contract run out instead of getting released and having to no compete clause.
Right.
I guess we'll get to know pretty soon, like you said, if the contracts ended the end of July. Yeah.
I think that's what they're waiting for because of the fact they don't want other wrestlers to try and negotiate a release. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If they're not
true.
feeling a certain kind of way, certainly smart for the WWE to do that. Smart for the
Yeah.
business.
Create a precedent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess they're like, look, whatever. We won't go and mess your shit up. Do what you want. I just want out. Take me out. Here's my lawyers. Lawyers done this. I won't wrestle until you announce it when my contract is up. That's fine. I don't care.
Mhm.
At least it's not a 90-day though. Or
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess it's almost 60. So, we'll see what happens. But if their contract's up, their contract's up anyways.
Exactly. It's still a big thing because technically in all our minds, there's still WWE assets. And it would be if there's a no compete and in August at the All Out pay-per-view or on a Dynamite, Sasha Banks shows up right away, it's still going to get a pretty huge reaction and a pretty huge pop. So
yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely I disagree with Booker's comments like a few weeks ago. I think Sasha for AE dubs would just be gold, but again, we've discussed that Sasha could really just go anywhere.
Yeah. She has other options too if she wants. So she's
for sure.
She's okay. She's okay.
She's definitely okay. Someone who's also okay because they just signed a multi-year deal with the WWE. Is Pat McAfee. No surprise there.
Well
Pat
deserved.
McAfee seems comfortable. He does a lot for the company. The company really loves him. He adds excitement. He even wrestled at WrestleMania against the Boss as well. Got his ass kicked, but it is what it is. And yeah, so we signed a multi-year deal. Everyone seems to be really happy about it. The reports are that he had signed this deal a few weeks back, and it's only kind of being announced to everybody now. So yeah, pretty cool of Pat McAfee. We're gonna definitely see him on some SmackDown commentary for the years to come. So he's entertaining.
And he's fighting Corbin at SummerSlam, so getting back in the ring. So.
Oh, snap. Yes, because Corbin just attacked him recently, right?
Yes, and that was a bit weird that they did that off right after the pay-per-view, that they waited for the pay-per-view to go off the air, and then they posted on their WWE.com and on YouTube channels the attack that Corbin did on Pat McAfee, because if you were watching UFC, which I was, and I see Pat McAfee show up with Vince McMahon and Hunter and Stephanie at the UFC, which was in the same city as Money in the Bank,
right?
But Pat McAfee's wearing a neck brace, so I'm like, well, what happened?
Right. What happened?
And then finally, it was after the pay-per-view and on their internet social media channels that he got attacked. So then later on they announced it for. So Pat McAfee's right now is a big asset and a big part of WWE.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's chilling with Trips, Steph, and Vince at a UFC, sitting with them, like they must really love the guy. And I think what really works for Pat McAfee is he knows his worth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The guy doesn't need WWE. This guy gets millions and millions of dollars, no problem. Well on his own with his other stuff, and the guy is in such a good position. And he
just really loves to be there. So that's so why not get paid for doing something you love at the same time?
That's it.
Kudos to him.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And hopefully the goal is to get Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, and and Daniel Bryan back. We did get more notes on that. Tony Khan did an interview with New York Post in regards to all three men on their injury. Basically, he's saying that, Adam Cole was concussed at Forbidden Door. That's why the botch finish was a little weird. But apparently Adam Cole has been suffering with a few little minor injuries, and he reportedly needs surgery for something else. So it was kind of answered weirdly, though.
Yeah.
Almost kind of cryptic. Maybe it's New York Post not posting it properly of what Tony said, but he was kind of like, I haven't talked to him since Double or Nothing, or maybe I'm just misreading it. But it just seemed weird. Like he didn't want to necessarily. This was after the Forbidden Door. I think. But I think he also mentioned that in New York Post as well.
Because the journalist asks him about Adam Cole and what happened at Forbidden Door, and basically he says there was no contact for Adam Cole between Double or Nothing and Forbidden Door. He only did commentary. So that's what he's saying. There was no physical contact for Adam Cole. He didn't put him back in the ring in between Double or Nothing and Forbidden Door.
Right.
So he's kind of implying that, did he get hurt at Double or Nothing? Mm-hmm. Then you didn't make him wrestle so he could be ready for Forbidden Door, not to take any chances. And then something happens during that match that you have to botch the finish. And now he's out with maybe a more serious injury than it was before. So it was it was kind of vague in his answer.
Well, I think he's kind of just saying, hey, he was kind of injured. He didn't wrestle. And
he told me he was 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So he told me it was 100% kind of thing. He has to play the VP role, CEO role too. He doesn't know how people feel. He even mentioned the same thing kind of like with Daniel Bryan. He's like, Daniel Bryan told me 2 weeks before Forbidden Door, hey, I'm ready, I'm good. And then like 8 days later, he wasn't feeling so great. And Tony Khan took that into consideration. He's like, hey, but then we got to go do something else. I want you to be 100%. We're not taking any chances. But, obviously out with that came Claudio, who technically they were only going to actually debut him at Death Before Dishonor, ROH.
Because he's so a big part of ROH's history. Yeah.
That's it. So that would have been cool as well. But plans change. A lot of injuries for AEW. Vince perhaps and WWE is laughing like, that's why we don't do this shit. We don't want all our players injured. But you gotta. It's part of the business. Look at Big E. Big E got injured off something, and at least these guys are getting injured for our entertainment, which might sound cryptic and weird, but they're also putting on 5-star matches. Kenny Omega's been doing it for like a year, and he's been dealing with a multitude of injuries. Tony Khan does also mention that as well.
Yeah.
And he says he's kind of in a different boat just because he's handling Omega's handling so much. So we'll definitely
it's not that the workload is bigger, but after get to you, it's like you won't injure something really bad, but everything's gonna hurt on you and then you need a tweak here, a tweak there, and then it ends up that your everything is hurting, and you need to get better in all aspects. Is it a shoulder? It could be a hip or anything, and it'll take longer than expected. And that's what's happening with Kenny Omega. He's not really sure. He says I'm paraphrasing here, but he says he doesn't want to do this ever. The F again. Basically the rehab he's been going through to get back to ring. So he goes, if ever this happens to me again, that I get into this shape, I'm going to call it a night, and that's it. So that's really scary to hear,
it's also a bunch at the same time, which is,
and that's,
I think, the
for
problem.
AEW, most certainly your top guys hidden by the injury bug, all your good
no,
guys.
I more meant Kenny Omega injuries. You know what I mean? It's not just a shoulder. It's not just a hip. It's not just that.
Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of things. So for him to be annoyed by, the process and rehab, but you're not rehabbing just one thing at this point. You're rehabbing a bunch of shit at the same time. I loved a lot of Kenny's matches, and kudos to him. But at the same time, your body eventually is not going to be able to sustain so much as well. At the same time, maybe if you do get injured next time, take that time off right away. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for what you did. Totally.
Of course.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, you provided some of the matches of the year last year and so on. But at the same time, man, it might be retire if you keep that up. You know what I mean? Like, I have this, I have that, I have that. It's going to catch up to you. You're not getting any younger. You know what I mean?
And especially if you fight it for a year like he was doing. So you're not making it better. You're making things worse. And then it's a longer time off. So I totally agree with you got a bump. You got a little issue to deal with. Deal with it
right away.
So in the long term, we can keep you longer, because some dream matches we still like to see from Kenny Omega. Definitely.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll talk about Money in the Bank.
We could part of before we finish the news, maybe Paige's
yes,
last day.
that's fair. So Paige officially had announced her leaving WWE. Her contract was up, and she had gave a huge speech on I think it was the Tribune.
Players Tribune, yeah, she wrote an article for the Players Tribune, yeah.
Players Tribune, basically summarizing her career with the WWE and thanking them in some way, shape, or form. Kid Crazy is going to read you the quote because he did it perfectly off air, and hopefully he does it again.
She's been there for we think this we don't see it as or think about it, but she's been there for at 18 she started, so and she's
Right.
turning she's 28 turning 29, so this
Wow.
is 10 years of her life. Probably, well, not probably, her whole adult life was WWE. So a lot of stuff happened in those 10 years that she had to deal with a lot. Basically, growing up on in the spotlight. So this is what she writes. The truth is, it was easy enough for WWE to get behind me in those early days. I was a young woman who could wrestle at a high level and cut good promos and move loads of merch. I was probably one of their top assets. You know what I mean? And you don't learn much about people from how they treat you when you're on top. You learn about people's true nature, I found, from how they treat you when you're closer to the bottom. And a few years ago, I got pretty close to the bottom. I was like almost over. It was like almost overnight. So many things changed. Suddenly, my neck was fucked and I couldn't wrestle. I popped the drug test. My sex tape leaked. I got depressed. I started drinking, and I became less of an asset to WWE and more of a liability for a long time. I'm sure of it. But they never lost faith in me. They never threw me off to the side. They got me the help I needed when I needed it, and gave me the time and space I needed it when I needed time and space. They even gave me a full segment on Raw to announce my in-ring retirement. I'll cherish that for the rest of my life. Not just getting to make the announcement like I did, but also the respect it showed on WWE's part, that they viewed me as a worthy of that kind of treatment, the kind normally reserved for an Edge, a Daniel Bryan, or a HBK or a Hunter, and they viewed me as someone who'd build a legacy of her own. So I recommend if people who like Paige or should go read.
If you don't mind, actually, also just putting it on the comments here so I can grab it after. Do you actually have the Tribune? That would be kind of cool because what I'll do is I'll make a nice little.
No, because obviously Players Tribune is a paywall, I think.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So I'll just grab the.
But I'll try. Oh no, it's here. It's here in full. Okay, nice. So I'll send it right away.
Yeah, just pop that link there so at least I can just grab it too. And I'll post that for you guys to read as well if you haven't. It is a good read, and it's straight from the heart. She's dealt with a lot. She kind of started the women's revolution, or she did rather. She was one of the people that started the women's revolution. She grew up with the company. She dealt with a lot of stuff from the sex tape with Xavier and some other dude that I forgot to, the whole relationship allegedly abuse or not allegedly with Alberto Del Rio and a bunch of other things to obviously her neck injury that really kind of perhaps panned your career and minimized it by a whole lot. I don't know though, but WWE tends to be overly cautious too.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
she believes she will wrestle again. She's thinking of maybe having her first match eventually when she seems she's ready for her mother's promotion back in England.
Okay.
So she seems like her intent is to get back in the ring, but she's definitely a big part of that women's revolution, like you said. And her and AJ Lee at the beginning of this women's revolution, basically. Well, she won her first title off of the AJ Lee. We all know from the movie, if you've seen her movie about her life with The Rock in it and everything,
right?
Where you see her beat AJ Lee for her title when she's 18 years old. So so I wish her well in her future, and I'm sure she will do well. She's very talented, good promos, like she says in her article. She could do good promos and she could go in the ring. So she's an asset to anybody who will want to hire her for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll see her on Twitch again and stuff like that. She was also entertaining there, just kind of doing her thing, playing games as well. I wish nothing but the best of luck for her. And at least now she's free to be able to do what she wants, do as she pleases. WWE does have that door in front that that locked door that doesn't allow you to do so many things. So at least this gives her that opportunity.
Yeah. So after 10 years of Paige, we are now can witness the rebirth of Soraya.
There we go. That's a good one. Well played. And then I think that was kind of it. I feel like there might be.
I think so. For news, I think.
For news, let me just check here my little notes. Okay, so in that same New York Post, though, Tony Khan did comment that Claudio Castagnoli, aka Cesaro, felt revived. He felt like he was. He came back to me and said, I could not have had a better first week. I could not have imagined any place I'd ever be enjoying it more than I did here. First week I've had is something I'll remember for the rest of my life. He was very grateful and very happy. So, and it's about fucking time. Claudio Cesaro over in WWE, they gave him that little push with, I think, when he fought against Seth. But then nothing came out of that. And although, maybe we won't see him in the world title picture, we saw with what he did at Forbidden Door, we saw with what he did at Blood and Guts. And the guy is back, man. He's back to entertain and wrestle, and the dude just looks happy. So Cesaro was one of my favorite guys in WWE, but unfortunately he was just never getting anywhere, just because that's WWE. It's not their style.
The way it's the way they present their product that's maybe harder for a Cesaro to shine out or to pierce out of that bubble of how they present their product. And I think it could work in AEW because he won't do the greatest of promos, obviously, but he can talk. He's not like he doesn't look like a vegetable up there. He can talk. So if they use him right and exploit his strengths, I think he will do very good in AEW. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not world championship material. I'm not sure. Maybe the way his reaction and the way he's over in with the crowd, I think there's a possibility there. But can he carry a company? That's another. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Love him.
We definitely will. Big Red, thank you. Hope you enjoy parents' anniversary there. That's a big one. That's why Big Red isn't here. So 25 years of marriage. That's a big. That's a skippable podcast. You can definitely skip the podcast with that. You have COVID? Not so much.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that was kind of the real bulk of news, the talk of the injuries, the talk of Sasha. 49 years. I'm way off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
49 years. Excuse me.
Almost double. So
almost double. Yeah, that's that's a correction waiting to happen. Absolutely. And yeah, aside from that, obviously we had Money in the Bank. What did you think?
I actually liked it. I was gonna say I enjoyed it, but no. I can say I liked it overall.
I feel like enjoying it is better than liking.
I would say enjoying was more like I enjoyed it, but I liked it as I really liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time watching.
Not the best pay-per-view of the year, though.
Oh no, not the best pay-per-view of the year. Not even WWE. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe WWE, but no.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Match of the night for you?
I like the tag team match.
Right,
it's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Oh my god, dude, Montez Ford jumping
he looks
over
huge. I think he's ready for a single run there. He's getting ready for a single run there.
I think he's definitely ready for a single run.
You don't bulk up like that to continue your tag team work. I don't know. But yeah, great match. I know that we've seen it, and we're probably going to see it again the way of the finish.
I'm down. Yeah.
But I'm down. This is the type of tag team match that I like to see, especially that we don't get that many good tag team matches in WWE. So.
Or when we do, it's usually the Usos versus someone. Usos versus New Day at day one. That was also phenomenal. Montez Ford, though, I'm down to see him in a singles run. That fucking jump from the top rope off the turnbuckle thing from the outside was just craziness. And yeah, that for me too was maybe the match of the night. I did enjoy both Money in the Banks as well. Liv winning,
I
swerve,
really like that.
nice little swerve. I mean, I didn't expect it. Then her cashing in, what?
That's a nice pop also.
A nice pop. I didn't enjoy how she cashed in though, in the sense that she didn't do anything. The only thing, wasn't memorable for me. The only thing I remember was really Ronda having her in an ankle lock for like 5 minutes, and then her kicking her leg to like get out and do a roll up. Not the greatest, Kodak moment for a Money in the Bank win. Like,
I would have probably booked that different. That whole Liv cashing in there. But I have to admit that I haven't given shit to Ronda Rousey in the past for like having a hard time selling, and this match with Natty, she sold very, very well. And I would also like to give her props for in the last few weeks, her promos with Natty, because I wasn't here last week, but her promos with Natty were not that bad. She was actually that back and forth of personal bickering at each other. She was actually good. So there's something there. Maybe the way I would have booked this finish, because it was kind of like a baby face with a baby face, right? A bit there at the end. So I would have probably booked Natty winning by cheating some way or another, and then have Liv cash in on Natty instead of Ronda. But the outcome is the same, and I'm really happy for Liv. And it seems like the fans are behind her now. Let's see if she can go for the long haul.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the outcome would be the same. Now Liv has that whole thing where she's actually beaten Ronda one-on-one without any interference. So she has that as the only woman to do so. So
she did make that's true. She did pin cleanly Ronda Rousey. So that is something, an accolade you could hang on to for sure.
Absolutely.
But hey, that match, man, the Money in the Bank women's match, some bad bumps there.
Okay, look, and and Shotzi even got rid of her Twitter account.
That's another story.
She should be fired.
And no. She's the one who got hurt, if anything. Yeah, she didn't put. I don't remember any bumps where she's actually she's putting anybody in danger. She just wanted to take some bumps, and unfortunately, some landed. I'm happy she's not hurt. I'm not happy that people are shitting on her on social media, but that's one of the bad parts of social media. But that could have been her head hitting the ladder the way it did back. That could have opened the back of her head. Thankfully it didn't. But I don't know, because she says, I was so happy to have my first hardcore match. But it's not really a ladder match. It can be hardcore, but I don't know if that's a hardcore match. It's not getting hit by a chair. It's not taking a suplex on thumbtacks. It's a bit different. There can be some really bad injuries, like we've seen. Like what's that guy? That was a tag team with John Morrison there. The ladder broke his face. Johnny Mercury.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Johnny Mercury, when that Nitro, the Nitro tag team, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
And that completely busted his face, and he wore a mask actually, and that basically because he was a good wrestler. So some bad stuff can happen with those ladders if you're not protecting each other. So. I just wanted to point that out.
And I think she did that first little thing, and then after that she was so nervous that when she tried to go do something else, I think she was trying to do like a swing from the corner that kind of messed up too.
It kind of affected her confidence thereafter. Yes,
for sure. She got a little nervous, and I mean, I understand maybe you can put it on a botch along or something. Sure, like whatever, it is what it is. It's a botch. But I mean, performers do shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to land everything 100% of the time. Sure, you're a professional, but shit happens.
I don't even think that's a botch. It's because like I have here in my notes, very good match, good spots from that match. Mm-hmm. Because it wasn't a botch. A botch is like, okay, you slip or you do the move.
Well, she slipped on the ladder.
Yeah, she did slip on. Yeah, she did slip on the ladder. Yeah, that one is a botch. But I mean, her landing, it was just a bad landing. Or her landing the back of her head on the on the ladder that was on the corner, on the floor in the corner.
Right.
Those are just a bad landing. But yes, the slip was a botch. It's a laughable moment. That's whatever.
That's it.
People are
That's
sweaty
it.
and stuff.
People are just, people are just, I don't know. People just want to complain. That's Twitter. So,
Yeah.
but it was a great match. I even enjoyed the ending with Liv, her putting back the ladder to where it is, taking
Mhm.
Becky off, and then going to grab it. Really entertaining. I was really surprised by the women's match this year. Finally, this I think is the first time we have fans too. On top of that,
Yes. Yeah.
so it was good. It
Compared
really,
to that, what was it? The last year was in the Stanford, Connecticut headquarters.
money in the WWE headquarters.
Yeah, yeah. This one was definitely back to the traditional Money in the Bank, and it was good. Who do you think about the mystery vignette we saw at Money in the Bank and on Raw?
Oh, that's Edge.
Yeah, definitely Edge. Because
That's
it
Edge.
seems like they're all showing past the rivalries of Edge. The gold
They had
medal,
like Jeff Hardy's armband. They had the gold medal for Kurt
the
Angle.
Latino Heat plate.
They had the Latino Heat.
The Dudley Boys glasses. Yeah, so it seems like Edge. Some people are, I guess, wishful thinking or
Bray Wyatt,
wishing it would be Bray Wyatt or something.
Well, and I think that's what WWE was trying to do too, right?
Yeah.
But how do you make this a face? I feel like that's such a heel vignette that
I agree with that. I think they're going more for the anti-hero because he was such a good heel.
He really was.
During those Judgment Day days, and
Right.
that I don't think it would be like weird for him to go total babyface like from that. Like, okay, you just had turned, and it's not like he was a heel for a long time. Where okay, now you see the light. He just had turned not too long ago. So bashing everybody, bashing the fans, bashing everything in the back, saying he was the best and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe now they're gonna go more of walking that thin line of face and heel. So maybe that anti-hero. He'll definitely. I think we're definitely in line for a Finn Balor Edge rivalry. Maybe
I would think so.
Yeah. But I think he will walk that thin line between heel and face because those vignettes don't give me that huge baby face vibe.
Right. No, exactly. And I think that's why a lot of people were thinking that it was
Bray
Bray, because it's so Bray Wyatt looking too. But no, once a few of my friends, and I also saw on Twitter too, they showed me little stills and like, oh, but look, that's the Dudley Boys glasses. I was like, why the gold medal? And then Edge had something with Kurt way back when.
Some people actually thought because of the gold medal it was Gable Stevenson.
Well, I mean, fuck, we haven't seen him in a hot minute, so I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. It would be too many factors. Excuse me, too many factors in there. It would be a big swerve, and it would be. I think it would be actually a disappointment at the end. Not to take away anything from Gable Stevenson. It's like all those Easter eggs you put in that promo. So then, why would you see a Latino Heat a license plate in that promo?
Well, I think it was just a Mexican license plate, though. It wasn't necessarily. And I get it. Yes, Eddie came out with the lowrider.
No, you see. You don't see the beginning of Latino, but you see the end of Latino, and you see Heat on the license plate that's burning because it's burning, right? So
that's almost kind of cryptic. Okay.
Yeah. So you see Heat at the end, and you see because that's the license plate he had on his Eddie had on his what do you call those cars there?
Lowriders.
Yeah, lowriders, exactly. So it would be weird, but like I've seen worse stuff from WWE. So
yes, I mean for sure, absolutely. I
wouldn't be surprised if it was Gable Stevenson, but I'm thinking it's Edge though.
Yeah, I'm going with Edge too, but at the same time, maybe that would give Gable Stevenson some heat though. But I don't know. Then again, with everything that's there.
No, I think they're gonna want.
Why would it be a Latino Heat license plate? Why would there be Dudley Boys glasses?
Yeah, and the Hardy Boys. So it was. It would have been weird. And I don't think you want to start off a Gable Stevenson wrestling career with a bit of heat. I think you want to
Right.
present him as the Olympic hero, the gold medalist, type of Kurt Angle vibe that when
Right.
he was introduced. So, yeah, I'll go. If I had to bet, I would put a toonie on Edge there.
A toonie, just a toonie.
Yeah. Yeah, just a toonie.
Jesus Christ! All right, that's fair. Just a toonie.
I'm a big gambler.
He's budgeting. He's budgeting his gambling addiction this week, folks. Yeah.
And KO's video package. Did you catch that on the pay-per-view?
Oh shit! I guess not.
It's like they did because I guess he's hurt now. I guess that's why he wasn't in part of that Money in the
he had
Bank.
a minor injury.
Yeah, minor injury.
That's why he hasn't faced Ezekiel since.
Exactly. That was announced. Match that was announced. Exactly. So I guess they wanted to people remind them that Kevin O is still a big part of this company. So they did a pretty good video package with some highlights of his promos, of some of his best moves. So it looks like they're really invested in KO. So I'm happy to hear that.
Well, I mean, they have to be. They did pay $3 million for 2 years or something. So.
Yeah. So the money, they have to have a bit of return there.
They have to have a bit of return. No, and honestly, like, shit happens. I think he has a minor injury. Apparently, all of his family was here in Montreal. They originally live in Vancouver now. Not Vancouver, but Florida. But apparently, they also made a trip to Vancouver. So it looks like it's a minor injury, but he's definitely needs some time off and he can't wrestle or whatever have you or travel. So yeah, hopefully KO gets back soon because he's missed. He's definitely missed.
Yeah. So yeah, we could get to the negative part of Money in the Bank, I guess. Well, negative.
Oh, you mean Theory winning the Money in the Bank?
Well, I mean, Theory winning is, I don't know. I'm okay with that. It's more the way they did it.
Yeah.
So you lose against.
Since we're in Vegas, let me up the stakes by adding one more. Like, what the?
I will call your 7.
That's it.
And add you 1. Yeah. And it's Austin Theory. So obviously, like, I thought he was gonna win because I didn't think they were gonna take the belt away from Theory there. But when he lost, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I already knew it.
They're gonna put him in the Money in the Bank. They're gonna put him in the Money in the Bank.
But I thought they were gonna injure someone else, like injure fucking Omos, because I mean, you pretty much treated him like a fucking hate crime in that match. Put all the ladders on him, threw him through a table. I get when you tall guys they gang up on him, but this felt like really horrible, especially when you have someone like Drew in the match. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like 3 times, right? They had to take care of him like 3 times during the match. Once it was underneath the ladders. Another time was a big bump he took on the outside, and then finally the final bump, which that I enjoyed actually. That was kind of fun, where they all picked him up and kind of threw him on the table. Yeah, they took all of them. Like that makes Omos look strong. Like it
does. I agree. It absolutely does. This is probably one of the best Omos matches I've seen. And that's not saying much because he actually sucked in it. But based off of those bumps, it does make him look like the monster that they're trying to portray him
like
to be.
Those are some big guys in that match. And altogether, they couldn't take him down. So, so yeah, it makes him look good. But it's always hard for a big guy like that who doesn't have the most flexibility or move sets. In a ladder match type of scenario.
Forget about all that, bro. It's his fucking facial expression. He has none.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's just.
He's pretty. Yeah.
You know, like what the fuck, bro? I don't know. You're in the WWE. Go to like. I'm sure there's someone there who can teach you shit. You know, go to like Drew or something, or go to a tall guy so you can get like these tall guy vibes.
Well, I'm sure they tell him, like, you know, can you smile a bit? And
he's like, okay.
I'm smiling.
Oh, that's your smile? Yeah, you're saying cheese? This is how I smile on camera. Cheese.
It's really that is really facial expressions for him is really not a strong suit. And they tried to give him MVP has been helping a bit. MVP I think had much more of an impact behind behind Bobby than he's having behind Omos because it's so hard to make Omos charismatic or look,
what the fuck is it though? Like I don't know, man. Like I feel like
it seems like it is because they can't get him over. It's really hard. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed that big bump at the end. And Theory winning. listen, would I have booked it that way for him to win right away?
Right.
Probably not. I'm not sure, but probably not. I definitely think he is one of the future stars of WWE. And I didn't like that Adam Pearce didn't tell everybody that it was Vince McMahon that was behind putting him in the Money in the Bank. Obviously, we all us guys.
Yeah, he almost made it like it was like his like thing.
Like he deserved it or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have liked him to say from the higher ups, the decision coming from the higher ups is Austin Theory will be in this match.
Right.
So it would have got a bit more heat for the storyline. Then again, most of people know that he's behind it, but I mean, I would have still liked for him to tell the people because not everybody is quick or astute in the wrestling.
I mean,
day-to-day
bro,
storylines.
I don't know if you want to say that either, because at the same time, they keep fucking recapping everything every like 10 minutes on what happened on the same show. So I feel like they realize and know that not everyone's quick.
Exactly. They do. They absolutely do. They do it on social media and on during the show itself. They recap everything 15 times.
Ugh.
So that's it. So I found that I found that weird that he didn't announce it. But in case, hey, I know it's the old feeling of John Cena and Roman Reigns of being force fed the next star or being forced down our throats the next big star. But at the same time, has he been wrong a lot?
Well, I mean, I just don't think he's ready yet, man. He's kind of just your generic shit heel.
Exactly. That's the whole problem because when it was John Cena, it was because we didn't think us as a fan base. When I'm saying us, we didn't think John was ready or was that guy yet, and he was being force fed. And then we ended up now he is that guy. He was that guy. Roman Reigns, same thing. They waited all this time to turn him heel when he should have been heel before, but they were forcing him down as the top baby face, and it wasn't working. Ends up top guy in wrestling probably right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I definitely don't believe Austin Theory is ready to carry a company, but he doesn't have to cash in that Money in the Bank right away. It could be cashed up to June of next year. So I think Roman can keep this belt, or at least one of the two belts, guaranteed till WrestleMania, and then we'll see.
Okay, so you're still not on the theory, pardon the pun, that The Rock is coming back for next year's WrestleMania?
I'm not 100% sure. I think they're still negotiating, and that could still fall.
Mm-hmm.
Rock has a lot of stuff going for him, man. Just one little thing happens, and
that's
thrown to the side, So they have to have a plan B, guaranteed. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon, his plan is having Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, but he always has to have a plan B just in case, because the way Rock's career is just way too intense for anything can happen. So,
that's fair. So that was kind of Money in the Bank. I thought it was a decent enough pay-per-view. I thought the worst match would be Bianca Carmella.
I would agree with that.
I think no one cared. Natty and Ronda, I felt was going to surprise me, and it kind of did. It was more of a technical match. It worked.
It was a good psychology match.
Natalia. Yeah, exactly. It was very technical, and I felt that this is the best I've seen Natalia do in a while, where she felt actually comfortable. I know she's technical. I know she can do it. It's just I haven't seen it from her for
in a long time. At least.
A long time.
Yeah, guaranteed. Even though she has no delivery time in her promos, but in the ring she could back it up, and we hadn't seen it for a while. So I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed the psychology of it. I was impressed that Ronda was able to get there. She's starting to get into that wrestling mentality, and I don't know. Maybe she's gonna have a bit of time off now, or because Liv is now champion, or maybe she come back as a heel. But which I think people will.
I would kind of be down for Ronda to be heel. To be honest with you,
I think I heard her in an interview, or I read that somewhere, that she was planning, or she wasn't planning. She thought that when she's coming back, she was going to be a heel. But on that first night when she got that pop, So Vince decided to make her face. So I would be okay with her turning heel. I think if she doesn't get offended and she realizes this is the business, that she can be a good heel.
I feel like she would get offended.
Yeah.
Like she's just so like nice and very like she'll be badass in the octagon, but then outside she's like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? You know? So yeah, I think she might be one of those Roman Reigns type of people where if you turn her, or Bailey, where if you turn her heel, like maybe that's when she would really strike gold. I hope so. I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, and I guess a little fun thing since we're talking about Ronda, it's probably going to be the first and last time we talk about Ronda, at least on this episode, because I mean, Ronda Rousey is also on the new WWE 2K22 DLC pack called Clowning Around, where you also get Doink the Clown, and I forget the other people that are in it, but those are the two big people. And the My Generation theme song can literally only be used for her, and you have it nowhere else in the game. So for those of you wondering, yes, I could finally use My Generation or theme song. No, you can't. Can't be used for a created wrestler. Can't be used for like a theme that you want just on the main menu. It's probably most likely a WWE copyright thing where WWE only got the rights for Ronda Rousey's theme song when she comes out. It's in the game when she comes out, but that's it.
Okay.
So I don't know, just a fun little fact. Since we're on,
and all the other ones you could use if you create your own wrestler, you can use. Okay.
Create your own wrestler, you can use. Yeah, so even if you try to copy it, it still doesn't work. It just goes to like a generic thing.
No, it's probably a copyright thing.
It's not a 2K. People are bitching at 2K22, 2K games, and I'm like, guys, this is not a 2K situation.
No. Because it wouldn't make sense for it to be there, but not
exactly
to be used. So
exactly, it's a very special case.
And now that you mentioned the video game, maybe we forgot to mention in the news, but Kenny Omega mentioned that Cody Rhodes will be at Fight Forever. Will be in. Sorry, in the game.
Oh, interesting.
So he said in that interview, he said. Obviously, Cody was a big part of AEW, of starting this company and everything. It would only fit that he'd be in the game. So apparently, the American Nightmare will be in AEW Fight Forever.
Nice. Okay, sweet. I didn't even know that. I'm just learning that right now. Nice. Perfect. Because obviously we don't have him in 2K22. People have created him, but I don't think he's going to be a DLC anyways. And I think Cody Rhodes has the rights to his name. So WWE can't even say anything about that anyways. So that's perfect. That's awesome. That's great. And that's cool on Kenny Omega, showing respect to the founding fathers, I guess, of AEW.
I don't know how it works now because video games I haven't played, I think, since PlayStation 3. But but do you don't have updates where maybe they could update the game and then Cody will be available in the?
Well, I mean, I think so, but I feel like WWE, like 2K games, are probably just going to wait for the next game to bring.
Okay.
Because I think those kind of DLC stuff is like done way in advance. To the point where, we're going to release this in June, we're going to release this in August, we're going to release this in September, and kind of thing. So I don't know. They could, I guess, but at the same time, I think they'll just say, well, fuck it. You want Cody Rhodes? You're going to have to buy our next game.
Yeah, and probably make him put him on the cover, probably.
And all that and whatever. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's all about marketing. That's all that is.
Yeah. That makes that makes sense. I guess it would be the right way to do it. It would be a big pop for him to be the first time officially part of the game and be on the cover probably, and by that time maybe even WWE champion.
Well, I feel like the game should be coming out this year, so I don't think that's happening. I mean, I guess they could.
Oh well, yeah, they usually come out at the end of in September, right? Something like that, right? Yeah.
But they also might take a break too, though. I don't know, right? Because they took a break and then they did the Battleground game, but that's because 2K20 just sucked.
Yeah, they threw that one in the garbage.
So I don't even think they're going so quick. Will there be a WWE 2K23? We expect WWE to follow the name. Blah 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 blah. Oh, there's no date yet. Oh, hold on. There might be a date. Looking all this.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't they announce that their deal with 2K is over? That now it's EA Sports that will be doing WWE,
No, that was a rumor.
Okay, that was a rumor.
But but because of the success of WWE 2K22,
Okay, so they're really looking into that. Yeah.
They with
They
the
probably-
one struggling franchise now thriving, the eventual arrival for 2K23 will another big step improving the series. Here's everything we know. Okay, blah blah blah. We're still waiting on more official details. Okay, during a recent interview. Okay, that's where for the AEW thing. Easily the biggest question mark, and eventually when they'll choose to launch it for years. Okay, just fucking tell me something. Okay, we know usually it launches in September or October. So yeah, they don't have any fucking info. What a waste of a fucking article.
Clickbait.
But also keep in mind too, this game was only released on March 11th, 2K22.
Yeah, so that's it.
So
So it'd be weird.
they're
for
probably
them
going to release it next year.
Yeah.
You know,
Makes
they don't
sense.
need to.
They don't need to wait all the way till March, maybe, but maybe after Royal Rumble, maybe type of would be a good time for a release.
Or whatever. And now, because honestly, now they got the success. Thank God, because I think if they fucked up with 2K20, Battlegrounds was just whatever. It's not for everyone. It was kind of silly. And then so I think WWE was getting very angry. So they're like, hey, if this one isn't the shit, then you're gonna be fucking in the porter potty, fucking full of shit. You're out of here.
We're gonna reevaluate our deal. Yeah, exactly.
And
so, okay, but now
they hit a home run.
Successful. Now they can ride on that success and give a bit longer, right? So the sales are good. The game's still selling. So why not just keep it there? Keep it there on the shelf. Yeah, that makes sense. So Cena Raw, 20-year anniversary of Cena on Raw.
Wasn't that the year before?
Oh,
Wasn't
that was last week. Was it? Yeah, it was.
This was July 4th episode. This was the Independence Day.
The USA. Yeah. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong.
This is where R-Truth got beat. Where R-Truth fucking dressed up as Uncle Sam and got beaten by Gunther. That's the Raw we're talking.
Yes. That's the one. I was looking at the wrong page. Yes, this is the one where it opens with Theory and Bobby. Yes.
No. This opened up with Liv Morgan coming out and being all happy and doing a shitty promo. Yeah, you really got your notes all kinds of fucked.
But it didn't start with Theory in the ring? Oh my God, I have here Liv after after AJ versus Miz.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna check. Maybe I was at work for a good chunk of Raw, so. I don't know. I feel like
because before I was looking at the wrong page, but on the right page.
On the right page. Okay, so Raw opened up. Raw opened up with Lashley coming out. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So it was actually I was impressed with that opening. I liked it. So obviously we're gonna see a rematch of Theory versus Lashley. Do you think they give him back the belt or no? He's good with the Money in the Bank.
No, I think he's good with the Money in the Bank. I don't think he needs it. He already has the youngest U.S. champion, the youngest Money in the Bank owner, I guess. I think they're going to keep going with that story so that he's big enough to maybe face Roman at some point, perhaps.
Yeah, that would that would be the plan if they do it correctly. Yeah, he doesn't need the US Championship, and I think
it's good on Lashley. Yeah, I mean it's weird because we've seen Lashley just not too long ago be champion, but at the same time I think maybe it gives the US Championship a little bit of credibility too.
Yep, and depending on the run they do with him, since he's a former Marine, he seems like he's already acting like he's really proud of holding that title, that he's going to want to defend it. Hopefully, we'll get a reemergence maybe of the U.S. Open
Cena
challenge.
Days, or the Cena days, or the Miz days too. So see what he does with it.
Yep, that was good. Mysterio's. I didn't really care for the Mysterio's tag team against Judgment Day, but I did find it. Cute the whole the way it ended with Rey Mysterio imitating. Well, no, not imitating, but pulling the Eddie Guerrero cheat.
Right.
Throwing the belt to the chair to the guy's hands.
Right.
So the ref disqualifies him. So that was nice. That was nice. AJ was Miz was a good match, but again, the whole problem with Raw matches is sometimes they'll put out good matches, but the finishes are always horrible.
Right.
And I understand it's TV. You're setting up future storylines and future things. But
Right.
it's kind of frustrating when you're having a good match, and you want to see a good finish and whatever.
It's always just a botched, stupid finish or a
Yeah, or in this case, it's
disqualification
Ciampa.
or
So Ciampa's
Ciampa.
Mrs. What
Yeah,
Hitman, I
like
guess, or
man,
type of
I
thing.
guess, or something. I mean, I guess cool. At least they're doing something with Ciampa, but
And if it's to do anything with anybody, Miz usually carries
fucks people
well
over.
the people that he's with, that he works with. So
Well, I
that
mean, yes and no. I mean, he fucked Logan Paul over. Oh, you
no,
mean
but
just in general? Okay.
I don't mean storytelling. I mean like for real, like John Morrison was good with him. What's
Right.
his Adam Sandow when they was doing the imitation was pretty over. So
Yeah.
it always kind of seems like even Alex Riley. Remember Alex Riley when like more of the beginning of the single run of Miz. Also, Alex Riley was really over. So maybe I think that was maybe in the time where you still weren't watching again. Maybe it could be.
That's very possible.
Yeah, but Miz is usually good with the people that he works with. So
Yeah.
so it's hopefully for Ciampa, this can be a good thing for him and not a bad one.
I mean, that's it. And Ciampa on the mic is decent too. Technically, I don't think he's going to get a lot of mic time per se. And he'll just be that like stone cold killer, which I'm kind of down to see anyways. And I'm glad at least he's getting something. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I like that stone cold killer side of him.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't need to do too many or too long of promos.
Right.
They just have to use them correctly sometimes. And, like a main event, we don't watch main event, so we don't really, when he's on main event for us, it's like we haven't seen him. So if he's not on Raw and he's on main event, you're like, oh yeah, but he was there last week on main event. Yeah, I didn't see him.
I didn't see him. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? He could be there, but I'm not watching, so he was
No.
not there for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I guess Raw. I mean, the only thing I'm remembering here was the Asuka Becky match.
That's what
That was Fuego.
That was the next thing
Main
on my
event.
notes from Raw which was basically the also very good. They always pull these two always pull great matches together.
Great matches though.
And I love there was no holds barred, and they went all out.
They definitely went all out. Even Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins was pretty fun too.
Yes, it was a good match.
It was a decent match. I wasn't bored of it. Obviously, Seth just powerhousing. I like Ezekiel better than Elias in terms of movesets.
Yeah, I think he has more freedom because of those jeans, right?
Yeah, I think so too. So I think that's what that is there. Yeah, R-Truth came out as Uncle Sam. Gunther fucked him up.
Yeah.
But
Gunther, as long as they continue this push the way they're doing with him, indestructible, the Gunther can be a big piece in this company. I think he can be a world champion in the next 18 months.
I don't know. I just think this whole like announcer guy announcing him all the time is just going to become an old shtick because WWE's done that so many fucking times too.
Yeah, pronouncing him as the ring general.
That foreign like ring general guy who hates America. Like it's been done so many times that
it's an easy fallback for them. Yeah.
It's just kind of like, okay,
that's
like
true.
Gunther's great. I just want to see Gunther go there and kick ass. Don't give me this fucking,
And he's not bad on the mic,
No, he's not. He's not at all. So, yeah.
And I'd like to see more of Kaiser also like in the ring, not only being his announcer also. So
exactly. I think that's it. That's all.
I just wanted to mention Corey Graves made me laugh on the floor, so I wanted to mention it here publicly. When he said during the Asuka Vex match, when when I think it's Asuka puts the garbage can on Becky, I think, and he calls her. No, that's it. Becky puts the garbage can on Asuka, and he says. Corey Graves says, Asuka the Grouch. He calls her Asuka the Grouch. I was rolling in my pants.
I thought you were going to say when I think it was Corey Graves who mentioned that it was a finisher.
That what was a finisher?
I don't know. Something, I think it was on Raw. Corey Graves had mentioned that, he's going to do the finisher. and not the signature move. I don't know if that was Money in the Bank.
I think I read that somewhere, but I don't think I heard him or I noticed it. But I think I read that somewhere. Yeah. That he miscalled the
I read
the move.
I read that too. but Vince must have been fucking pissed.
I mean, if he's pissed,
oh
if he's
God.
he probably was pissed. But if he's pissed at that, imagine how much he would be pissed at JR calling Claudio Cesaro like 15 times.
Oh man. I am so happy with the change.
Yeah,
by the way, Taz to Dynamite. JR was still there this week for some reason.
He comes in for the big matches at the end, right?
He comes in for the big matches. But man, JR, I'm sorry, bud. Like, I don't know, just being like a ring announcer or something. I'm sorry, man. Like, you sound like if I was doing commentary and I just got there and whatever, and I'd with my stupid shit sometimes. Like that I would just randomly say, like, I'm like, fuck, that's something I would say, but that's because I'm a goof. It's not because I'm trying to be, like.
I understand. Okay, he's an older man. It's hard to remember these things and to get them in your brain. You don't.
I know, but just some of the stuff that he says,
tricks.
I get it, but it's not even. He's not even doing his old self too, though.
Yeah, that's why I would think you don't put him in that position, right? So you don't put him on the play-by-play. You put him on
I almost
interviews.
think you can't
instead of having Shivani.
How do you get him out there? Like, how do you?
So you do interviews
JR
in the
would
back.
be heartbroken.
Oh yeah, if that's the case. No, but I'm saying you keep him around, obviously. But I mean, you put him where in sit down interviews, where that was his strength also. In everybody remembers his interviews with Kane.
Of course he got fired.
Yeah, his interviews with when basically Triple H was born, or the superstar of Triple H was born, where the game was born actually. So he's actually good in that also. So maybe put him in that situation where instead of sending out Tony Schiavone to do the interviews, where Tony's great, but Tony's still also a very good commentator on the play-by-play also. So I think that would be a better role for JR, because it's cringe. It's starting to be cringy every time. Like for me, when I'm listening to it and I hear him say Cesaro, and I hear the like half a second of silence.
Taz does good with it though. Taz kind of knows how to answer JR, because Taz is kind of goofy
without throwing him under the bus.
Taz is good with that. So I'm like, oh, okay, Taz knows how to kind of handle that, because I'm sure Taz has also dealt with JR.
Excalibur doesn't know. Excalibur what he does.
Like, I'm a wrestling nerd. I don't know what's going on. JR.
He waits like 5 seconds, and then he says the wrestler's real the AW name. So it's like there's like a second, and then he'll repeat Bryan Danielson or Claudio Castagnoli, just for people to know who JR was talking about, for the people that didn't know. But it's a bit cringe for me. But whatever. It's JR. He's a legend. I love him. I'm not gonna be here to diss him. But maybe it's up to Tony Khan to maybe put him in a position that.
Well, I'm here to diss him, JR. I love you, and it's not out of place of hate. But Bud, this is not for you anymore, man. I respect you. I would love you to do other things for the company, but I think that's where it's slowly going. It's just going to be those little main events, or those events where he knows both wrestlers, or he's going on Rampage now, and I guess maybe they'll see how he is for an hour. Maybe he won't be as cringy.
Yeah. But maybe because they don't want to take him away, because then people will talk. Oh, you see, they took him away from commentary. So that's going to be the story. So instead you take him a bit out. You just leave him in the main events or the matches that he has a history with, and slowly, like you said.
I don't think anyone would say that. I don't think there would be that big of a
wrestling Twitter.
So but I think. I don't think it would be that crazy. They're going to hate on him. They'd kind of understand, too. I know I'm talking about Twitter. Understanding? What is that? But I think in this case, I think people kind of get it too, though, that JR is just
like me and you, we get it. But I mean, maybe let me try to find an example. Like WWE marks. Well,
but WWE marks won't. Yeah, but they're gonna use anything anyway.
Use this to bash AEW, right? Oh, you see, they're disrespecting JR, taking him away.
Vince would have never done that, although Vince kind of technically fired him.
It's So there's always gonna be controversy. So I guess maybe to not make it take him out a bit, and you keep him around. You want him around. He still gets those pops. You put on that Oklahoma theme song, and with the drums and everything, and he just gets that pop. He's loved. He's JR, man. So got to find a way to keep him up, but don't put him in a vulnerable position. That's my position on JR.
That's fair. So Dynamite was fun as well.
What did you think about Royal Rampage? The concept, I mean, from last Friday.
I liked it. I enjoyed
it.
that. I thought it was fun. Brody King winning. What?
Wow, that was amazing.
That
And the
was
finish.
a nice swerve. And the finish
dropping
with
him
Darby.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice.
That was a fun match.
I was a bit confused at the beginning with the because of the 2 rings.
2 rings, right?
Yeah, so the blocks and the
so 10 for one ring, 10 for the other.
Exactly.
And
exactly. But then once I started understanding the concept, I really enjoyed it. There's something to work with there.
It was cool because they probably had the 2 rings set up from obviously Blood and Guts.
Yes, because it's filmed right after Dynamite, right?
It's filmed right after Dynamite.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they said, okay, fuck it, we'll use the 2 rings now. And so no, cool concept. At least they're trying to be innovative with that too. So that was fun. Brody King winning was pretty badass. And I'm like, oh my god, Brody versus Moxley, give me money. Not take my money, not give me. Well, you can give me money too, but take my money. And I thought that match was also pretty great. It made Brody King look pretty strong. Moxley took a lot of bumps against Brody as well. Yeah, and I
really enjoyed that match. Some people, I don't understand. Some people didn't enjoy, or maybe not. They didn't enjoy the match, but they didn't enjoy that Brody King because of the whole ranking system. Always goes back to the ranking system, right? Like, but they did a Royal Rampage Battle Royal. He earned it. It's not like he just was thrown into this match. He earned it. So, and the guys that are ranked number 1 or number 2 or whatever, those guys are still there, are still ranked number 1 and number 2. They'll get their chances. It's like that in every sport. It's not always the number 1 contender that fights the UFC champion. Sometimes you'll go for the number 3, number 4, and sometimes you'll go for the Conor McGregor, even though he's been gone for 3 years, because he's your big money draw. So exactly. So I have no problem with Brody King facing John Moxley for the title. And
I mean, they're definitely not going to use Conor anytime soon. He's going to face Floyd Mayweather in like a 7-figure deal now, I guess.
Yeah, I heard that was in the talks. It was almost a done deal. So,
I want it to be a UFC fight, though. I don't want it to be a boxing match.
Yeah, I would like to see that too, but I don't know. I don't think Floyd would be a good choice for.
Come on, Floyd. He went to your fucking ring. Let's take it to the octagon now. I'd pay. That happens, I'd pay. I'd pay, like, I could watch it for free, no problem, but that I'd pay.
Yeah. Those are 2 guys that I'll always like watching no matter what. I'll pay to watch is Conor and Israel Adesanya. Those guys have charisma. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them one day as wrestlers. Well, Israel has said that he's a big fan of wrestling and that he would like to
that was the dude that did the Taker thing, no?
Yes, they came out with the Undertaker team last weekend and with the Urn. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Taker even commented, said he did a really good job. So that's even cooler. Undertaker commenting on it. So,
and he didn't even know that Israel, didn't even know that
Vince was in the
McMahon was going to be there and all that. So, so it's cool to see them there. Even after they even showed Tony Khan and JR were there also.
Right.
So yeah, that was cool. And they're really charismatic guys. If you guys really want to see something nice, go see Israel Adesanya's kickboxing matches. And this guy is like, this guy was a professional wrestler before he was a kickboxer. He doesn't even sit down. He doesn't even drink water in between. He just stays there and he just stares down his opponent. Wow. He does these moves.
He won, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. I think he only lost once. I think he only lost once in UFC and once in kickboxing. So he used to be a big Pokemon Go fan. So at the end of his matches, when he used to knock out people, he used to throw that little ball like for Pokemon Go. So yeah, he's a very charismatic guy. I could see this guy in the future in WWE.
I really gotta watch that then. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, you guys would enjoy it. Just put in YouTube Israel Adesanya kickboxing, and you'll probably see all those highlights. They'll all be there for you. But yeah, Dynamite. Obviously, Blood and Guts is a different kind of Dynamite. with Blood and Guts being such a big part, almost an hour long. So
Well, that was last week.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying this Dynamite was different because there's more action,
Obviously,
there's more stuff, and starts off. I like the way it started, and I like the way it finished. This maybe some stuff in the middle where I have more questions, but Scorpio Wardlow, I have no.
Okay, I do.
I have no beef there.
I do.
Okay.
So
let me know.
I know I say, okay, stop squashing no people, like no names, and start wrestling names, but don't fucking start squashing the names either. As well, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
what the fuck was that? Like, just put up a little bit of a fight. I know Wardlow is gonna win. That I know, whatever.
There's no way around
but
that.
Give him a fight, man. Like,
yeah.
Poor Scorpio Sky. I know he fucking wins.
You went from being like he was starting to actually the second title run was actually starting to work for him.
Yeah.
And I understand you want to give it to Wardlow because whatever. It's Wardlow
and like it just also killed from his celebration on top of that though. I was like, really though?
You literally build a title for him with the Laker colors, and now you take it away a few weeks later. So yeah, I'm definitely disappointed in that, and that was a squash because we were starting to feel Scorpio.
He was actually starting to get recognition and noticed, and
respect. Start a bit moving away from the antics of the America's Top Team. Starting to be more of a honor filled champion. And it was going somewhere. Maybe it was a bit slow in the booking, but that's AEW with the long-term booking.
Right.
But bang, you squash him like that, and now that's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
So no doubt about that.
I don't, that I wasn't too pleased about. Christian. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Oh, my God. Is he on fire is he on fire? And
this
honestly,
might be the best Christian.
This might be the best Christian we've seen ever. And although what he's saying is really harsh, he's also speaking facts on what people are thinking. Sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, Matt. But these are things that are going into people's heads. And obviously, I'm not talking about the Jungle Boy, mom, dad thing, like whatever.
No, that's just being full heel. Yeah. But I mean, definitely Matt riding on the coattails of Jeff for one last run, enabling Jeff. Just so he could get one last run.
And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, that's facts. You know what I mean? That's what people were thinking for like the longest time. Man.
I think we've even mentioned it here on the podcast. So yeah.
We did,
So yeah, it was great. He's on fire. He's on point. His delivery and timing is great. He knows how to get a reaction from the crowd. Everything just works perfect. And he does fine. He could have, because now he's behind. He has Luchasaurus behind him,
right?
So he could have just Luchasaurus destroy people, and him just tear the mic up week after week. So I love what I see by Christian, and I totally agree that this is maybe debatable, but arguably, I would like to say the best Christian ever so far. I think there's weight behind that statement. It's not just me talking out of my ass. That he's been that good this last 2 weeks. So,
and that's it.
And I think Jeff pointed it out, I think 2 weeks ago, saying that maybe that first promo where he's bashing Jungle Boy's mom and his dad.
I prefer Jungle Mom.
Yeah, Jungle Mom is pretty nice. That's a t-shirt right there. Yeah, he said that it might actually be that promo and that Christian might actually be better than some of MJF's promos, And I think they're pretty close, even though I might think that pipe, that nuclear bomb that they call it from MJF, I think is still probably the best promo of the year. But Christian is really heating him up. Is really heating him up. So, kudos to Christian, man.
Kudos to Christian. He's just killing it. And I guess cool for Matt, at least getting something going.
Yeah, at least you could get a program now.
I'd also be just really down to see Matt versus Christian, though. I think if you can make that into a thing as well,
Yeah.
Not just Matt versus Luchasaurus there.
No.
Would like to really more see Matt versus Christian.
Yeah.
That I think is the moneymaker. Someone who didn't like what was happening though was Marco Stunt when he was mentioned. Look what happened to Marco Stunt. I think I'm referring to last week as well though. Marco Stunt did talk about that, saying like, I don't know why. I think it was kind of cold to be mentioned like that, but I do get it at the same time. I was part of the group, so it does make sense, but still kind of like,
Okay, so easy.
look what happened to Marco. Like,
Yeah.
why do you got to say anything? You know what I mean? Like, but whatever. At the end of the day, it was all like, oh, it is what it is.
He's still not. How can you say? He's not the happiest of guys to have his contract not having been renewed.
Right.
And it's totally understandable. He knows that's probably one of the last times you'll have such a big part on national TV or a national audience like that. So
right.
it's okay to be mad about that. And yeah, the mention was just a mention like that. But maybe he should have got a phone call saying, "Hey, I'm going to drop you on." I'm not saying by Tony Khan, but I mean by Christian or something, saying this is going to happen. We're gonna name drop you. Just know this. It's just part of the show, whatever. But yeah, I guess that's the only thing we could say negative about this new Christian that we've seen.
Right. Exactly. It's not everything could be perfect, but Christian is nearly there.
Especially heel Christian.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Keith Lee Swerve and all this.
Why did the Young Bucks come out with offering them a championship match, though? I just kind of didn't get it. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't mind seeing it, but why? Like, I don't get how they're going to feud against each other, but then the Young Bucks just come out and like, hey, so what about Triple or Nothing? I was like, why would you?
They don't have nothing for Young Bucks,
I guess. But like, fuck.
With Red Dragon being injured, FTR doing their own thing.
Well, the fans were chanting FTR like crazy, though. Yeah. I was like, you might as well just add FTR into the fucking matchup too. Then what's FTR doing?
Well, FTR is
doing the ROH thing now.
Yeah, they're doing ROH, which they announced also yesterday on Dynamite. Which, thank God, I have it in here in my notes. Match of the year rematch. So we have FTR versus the Briscoes.
Surprising. I still haven't watched. That was on Super.
The first one,
right?
Yeah, that was on the first pay-per-view, on the first ROH pay-per-view. Well, Tony Khan, first ROH Tony Khan pay-per-view.
Fair.
So now they're having their famous rematch, which was probably match of the year. It was a 5-star match, definitely. So that's good because we didn't think we would see Briscoes back under Tony Khan, but we know that the problem here is the executives at
so we're not seeing Warner. We're not seeing him in AEW though.
We're not seeing him on AEW TV on Warner Television. You're seeing him on ROH. So I don't think that affects. And they've been on fire also in Impact with some great matches with the Good Brothers. So gonna get ready for another match of the year candidate, guaranteed.
Nice.
So the Young Bucks was a bit weird. I don't know about this triple with Starks and Hobbs. I didn't like the Starks mentioning when he goes, "We can kill you. I can kill you on this mic," and in the back, just ask the other guy that used to be with us. So obviously he's talking about Brian Cage. Just ask Brian Cage.
Oh snap!
Okay, I didn't really. That was a low blow. That seems like there's some heat there between them, which I think there was between Starks and Brian Cage. So I felt that was a bit of a low blow. But Brian Cage is part of Tully Blanchard's ROH faction, right? So, which we'll see. I think we'll see tomorrow on Rampage two of those guys of the Tully Blanchard faction fight on Rampage. I don't remember who. I think I saw something like that. But yeah, I thought that was a low blow for Brian Cage.
Oh, I didn't get that. I was kind of wondering who he was talking about. I didn't think Brian Cage though, because I don't know. We haven't seen him in like the longest time.
I think the last time we saw him was on the last ROH pay-per-view.
Oh shit! Okay, that's fair. I just didn't think. And I don't know, like we don't know the backstage thing, but I don't even remember us even mentioning that there was that was the reason that Brian Cage was let go because of Starks or whatever.
No, because he never was let go. He never was released. He just was never used. And yeah, but because I guess when that they had to break them up, because they couldn't be together no more. I guess now that's what it makes it look like. If there's heat like that and he throws him under the bus with a low blow like that, it must have been because they didn't like each other. There was some beef there when they were together, and then you couldn't find nothing for Cage, and then the whole incident with the wife, right, happened. So then that cooled them off even more after that. So they now hopefully this whole thing with ROH can be an opportunity for him, but he was never released. There was even some rumors that he signed an extension.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I remember us talking about that also. So
right.
So,
but I mean, this is the most fire I've seen Ricky Starks though, and I liked it.
Oh yeah,
this is the most I've seen him like fucking blurb out and fucking uses big man voice.
Emotions. Yeah,
uses emotions. You know, so I enjoyed that. I was like, oh shit, okay, now you're talking serious.
And Hobbs is getting better on the mic too because he came out talking first, and then Ricky Starks took over. So I guess Team Taz is not a thing no more, right?
Well, yeah, because Taz, I think, still calls them his boys.
Oh, no? Okay. Yeah, and he still carries technically the FTW title, Starks. Okay, yeah. Because the whole, you don't see never, before they used to do promos and segments, Taz never usually now does promos. He's just usually.
Well, that's it. So, exactly. And I think they want to keep it like that so Taz isn't biased. Because Taz even still kind of mentions, oh, I don't like them when they mess with us, but they are a good group. You know, I do respect what they do in the ring kind of thing. So he's still kind of playing both roles, but I don't think he's necessarily always there with them. Just because for instance, Hook, I don't think is part of Team Taz at all.
No. I think they didn't expect, maybe they thought with Hook coming, Brian Cage leaving, and then Hook, Starks, and Hobbs with Taz is more like a faction. But when Hook was so over, and that it would have been better for him to be a baby face and go his own path, then that's kind of like when the whole Team Taz. But on their social media, on AEW's page, they still promote Hobbs and Starks as Team Taz. The name of the tag team being Team Taz. So So they're still around, and the colors are still there, right? Hobbs still wears the overalls with the orange colors and everything, and FTW. So there's still Taz still there, but we never see Taz with them. So that's why I was asking, like, what's up with
Team that? Yeah.
Can I talk be a bit of a downer here on Dynamite? I really didn't enjoy the Dark Order.
Wait. Oh, I was just gonna say, hold on, wait. Are you talking about the Dark Order? Yeah. You know what though? And fucking what's his face was correct though too. QT Marshall. Fucking hate this guy, but he was correct. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna ride this on until the kid's 18? You know what I mean? And it's fucking true.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking end the Dark Order. And that's it, man. And then, like, look, I get it. It was a nice moment. And even when the kid came into the ring, you saw Adam Page kind of like shedding like almost a little tear when he came to help. And I get it. I fucking get it, guys. But this, like, fucking make it an online thing where the Dark Order is still a thing and whatever. Like, fucking stop.
Give them a BTE style thing on YouTube.
Give them like a BTE style thing or whatever. Make it a social media thing, and fucking give these guys something to do in the fucking ring. But I don't know. Now they mentioned, like, you know, we're Dark Order forever. This will never change. It will be the 6 of us. Yada yada yada. Like, as long as, you know, this kid is leading the faction, it's not going to ever be anything.
So now they made it smaller, the faction, because they released, Stu Grayson didn't resign. They didn't release nobody. Sorry, my wording. Stu Grayson didn't resign. Angels, I think it's Angels, his name, number 5, if I'm not mistaken, didn't resign.
It's a number.
And we didn't see Colt Cabana wasn't with them. So there's rumors that Colt Cabana won't be resigning also.
Well, no, but apparently.
Does that have to do with the heat with CM Punk? No, because I also read that people... they weren't gonna. Tony Khan wasn't thinking about re-signing Colt Cabana, but apparently a lot of people in the locker room are saying, "No, he's good. You should re-sign him. He's good. So I don't know. Is it some internal politics because Tony Khan and CM Punk are close?
Yeah, so here I'm getting that news article here. Colt Cabana has not competed in AEW since March 4th of 2022. Hey, my birthday. On Dark, but he did compete at ROH Supercard. Initial belief was that Colt was not going to be renewed, and his contentious relationship with CM Punk was rumored to be the reason. With there being speculation about Cabana's future in AEW, Fightful reported the following about the situation. We're told by numerous AEW talent that they caught wind several months ago that there was word that Colt Cabana's deal with the company was not being renewed. Cabana is an extremely popular person backstage, both from his work in AEW and outside, and we've heard that numerous talent voiced their displeasure and went to bat for Cabana. It hasn't been confirmed, but there is belief that Cabana will continue to work with the ROH brand in the future. So
maybe that's where he's going to be used. Maybe CM Punk doesn't want him around on Dynamite.
But what the fuck? What happened there exactly?
Well, they used to be best friends.
And Cabana was kind of talking shit.
The whole when CM Punk sued WWE's doctor, there was this whole thing with I think Colt testified or something. So then after Colt Colt didn't testify. Sorry, he for some reason something happened at that trial that Colt didn't like, and that then after Colt sued CM Punk, and that's when CM Punk. So for defamation, I think I'm not mistaken. If somebody's more up to date or exactly knows the things, but I know it's it's to do with CM Punk's lawsuit towards WWE. Something was said during that lawsuit or that didn't please Colt Cabana. So Colt Cabana sued CM Punk, and shit hit the fan there.
Oh, wow.
So they were best friends. They're both from Chicago. Right. They rode the Indies together and everything. And ever since then, they're bitter. My God. Bitter enemies.
Biter.
So I always found it weird when CM Punk came. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen to Colt? And slowly we started seeing less and less of Colt on Rampage.
We really did, though. We really did. Like, what the fuck?
At least I'm happy to hear that Fightful's reporting that he'll still have a role with ROH, because he is a pioneer and a legend in ROH. And I guess if you want to satisfy everybody and not piss nobody off, I guess that's the best place for him. But I still think it's a disappointing that you're catering to CM Punk's personal vendettas.
Right? Like, what the fuck? So CM Punk had left the WWE in mysterious circumstances. His last appearance getting eliminated from the 2014 Royal Rumble by Kane. Punk had remained silent for a time after his release. Appearance on Art of Wrestling podcast was his tell-all interview and has gone to become one of the most famous shoot interviews of all time. Punk discussed his misery at the last few years of WWE, yada, 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 yada. He also all grievances about booking, including, whatever. So 2014, did an interview, shoot interview. It was great. Yeah. The interview resulted in WWE suing CM Punk and Colt Cabana after CM Punk alleged that Oman was responsible for Punk contracting
that's it.
Methicillin resistant
a disease type of
a disease, MRSA staph infection. Punk also blamed Oman for providing medical treatment, which caused the lump on Punk's back to get worse. WWE and Dr. Oman sued CM Punk and Colt Cabana for this. A lawsuit CM Punk won, but at a cost. CM Punk, after the trial, it was revealed that both men had filed lawsuits against each other for the way it was handled. Cabana claims that CM Punk offered to pay Cabana's legal fees during the Oman lawsuit, and he and Punk had a verbal contract. Cabana argued that CM Punk should reimburse him for the legal fee he incurred after Punk's legal team were no longer handling Cabana's side of the lawsuit. The lawsuit appeared to have ripped apart and the friendship between CM Punk and Cabana as well.
That's it.
Many fans took Colt Cabana's side on this. However, in 2019, CM Punk took to Twitter to comment on the lawsuit between the men. Punk called Cabana greedy and alleges that Cabana tried to extort him. So, there hasn't been a lot of information, blah, blah, blah. But
because Colt felt like, they were suing they're suing both of us, but this is your beef,
Right.
because Colt Cabana, they talked about it on the podcast, so that's why. And then you're paying for the lawyers, and then you stop paying for the lawyers, and then Colt Cabana, maybe listen, man, you made quite a bit of money. I'm
Like
still
pay
here
my
riding the
side.
indies,
Yeah.
making $50 an appearance or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't. You could still cover my the last fees of my lawyer, and
Right.
apparently but we know CM Punk is known to be frugal a bit, so maybe he goes, why, at this point, why should I be paying for your lawyers? So whatever, but yeah, that's
I mean,
exactly.
if
Thank you
Cocabana
for
is
putting that straight.
greedy, if Cocabana is greedy, then fucking CM Punk's a self-centered asshole too, though. Like, what the fuck? You go in it together. Your side is done with. Cocabana's still dealing with shit, and you leave the guy high and dry as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the nicest thing to do in the world either.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
agree.
mean,
There was always rumors of him being a arrogant,
CM
pretentious
Punk.
prick. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's always been rumors around the backstage locker room areas, and people saying, not in shoot interviews, nobody really said it publicly. Maybe a few that I don't remember right now, but nobody ever really said it publicly. But people, all these like Jonathan likes to call them dirty sheets, said that they have anonymous sources
right.
that's in the background that would saying he was like that. So it doesn't surprise me. So at least I'm happy to see that there's a future for Colt Cabana in
At least,
ROH, but still
and Tony
sad
Khan will
that.
still give him a little bit of money. Still kind of sad though he won't get that national wide audience
Because
though that
I think he was funny
AEW
and
would
he's good in the
give.
ring too.
Funny and great in the ring, and I think Tony Khan should just tell CM Punk like, bro, I know you're fucking money, but time to put your big boy pants and you guys make amends because not everyone's gonna like working with certain people, and they
Exactly.
still have to fucking work with it.
You don't have to be friends.
Put your professional pants on, and that's fucking it. And at the end of the day, if I can get you fuckers in a fucking feud together and you guys can be fucking
That could be money.
nice towards each other, everyone's gonna make money there, and that's it. Like Tony Khan has to fucking take off his fanboy cap and put on his
I couldn't agree with you more,
yeah.
Justin. I couldn't agree with you more. This could be a big money draw. I can only imagine the promos that can get put behind this.
Oh
If
my
they give
God.
if they give green lights,
If they
to like
guys go shoot promos, go whatever, but fucking tell each other what you're gonna say, because I don't want anyone getting popped in the ring when you fucking get surprised by something.
yeah, we don't want to see no fist fights or anything. But if they agree to go in a program and they give each other the green lights to say whatever they have on their chest, then that could be a great rivalry. But I mean, great, and people will get behind it because we all know it. We all seen it in the past. Fans really do get behind realistic storylines and stuff that are based on real stuff that happens. So
I mean, look at the CM Punk Eddie Kingston thing. Like that was fuego.
Yeah. And Eddie Kingston on Dynamite coming out to my boys Mob Deep with a Mob Deep T-shirt. Yeah, baby, that was. I love to see that. I love Eddie Kingston. He even gave props to Claudio, which there's history there too. Which eventually they should do that rivalry too.
I think they're going to. I think
they're going to because it seems like they're okay working with each other. So it seems like they're going to go there.
See CM Punk and Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking pause on a fucking thing.
Something called maturity.
Yeah.
Put your pride aside and do the right thing because that's the way to do it. Look, these guys are going to do it. I'm sure it's going to be great. Both. I think Eddie Kingston can carry a program with Claudio on the mic, and I think Claudio can carry Kingston in a great match in the ring. So I think it could work so good. Yeah. So Kingston was a whole thing with Jericho, so that's not ending, right?
Right.
So it looks like the feud, that feud goes on. Who did they hurt this time? Ruby Soho.
Ruby,
right?
Yeah, Ruby Soho. So we're gonna probably see a tag team match next week. Probably Ruby and Kingston, I guess.
Yeah.
Versus probably Jericho and or maybe either Jericho and what's her face,
and
Conti,
Ty,
or
yeah,
Ty and
and
Sammy.
Sammy. Yeah, maybe Sammy misses another week with that big bump at Blood and Guts. Probably will miss another week. It
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt him.
that's possible. That was a
That
huge
was a
bump.
big bump. So I would see Jericho and Ty
Yeah,
versus why not? Why
that can
not?
work.
That whole Fireball Wizard thing. I didn't like it at the beginning, but
Fireball.
but, but it's working. Hey, so
No, that's it. I mean, Jericho, honestly, there's nothing Jericho doesn't touch that doesn't turn into gold, though.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, this guy went from the Painmaker to the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla to the Lion Tamer,
in 4 years.
to just everything, to the Demo God, to the Wizard. There was something before the Wizard as well. But fuck, man, this guy could
But
just
Le Champion.
the champion. Yeah, exactly.
But he can even pull off coming to the ring dressed with his buddies, dressed as Backstreet Boys, and he still make it work.
He can. He really can. He can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like
no
wrong.
Everything he touches is gold, and
really is.
and it works.
It works.
And those guys too. Props to those guys, man. And I know I've said it before on the podcast, and I have a little bias because they're from here, but they're good, man. They're good.
Oh my God, is hanging from the cage? I think maybe
upside down. Yeah,
upside down
with the blood running down.
Oh my God, great. I was like, what a great shot. I don't even know how he got there technically.
Yeah,
but I was like, why are you there?
The camera,
what a cool shot.
Yeah, because the camera wasn't even pointing at them. It's like, and then after they turn to that camera, and he's just hanging there. I'm like, how did he be? And then you see that there's a little crack in between where the rings, in between the two rings.
Right.
So that's where he passed. But yeah, and hey, those guys are good, and they're gonna be in Quebec soon, I think.
Probably for an IWS show.
Yeah, for an IWS show, and I think it's in August, if I'm not mistaken, August 6th. I might be mistaken with the 6th, but I'm pretty sure it's in August.
I think we should try to go to that one, bud. I'm down to fucking.
Yeah, I'm down. I've been wanting to go to IWS show since after the pandemic ended. Well, the lockdowns ended. So really down for that. Really down for that. And Mike Bailey too. I think that was his. He was here in the one 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he just got voted. There's a system. There's a Wrestler Observer that on their site. They have like after every match you can grade your own. You could go there and give your own star rating on the match.
Oh, that's cool.
So according to that, put all that together, Mike Bailey was the one with the most high rating out of all the wrestlers, basically. So a Quebecer that's really now an Impact put the highest ranking matches in this year with if I'm not mistaken, Dax Harwood. Just to put it in context, Dax Harwood is 10. So, and there's some big names in there that are in that top 10. And Mike Bailey,
maybe
one of ours,
just has a lot of friends. I don't know.
No, I think it's because a lot of his matches are 4.5 stars.
Oh wow!
Every time he goes out, it's a top rated match with whoever. So that's why it's high on the thing.
And he's usually on Impact.
Yes, now he's a full-time Impact. So he's on every show, and I think he's the X Division champion.
Oh shit! Okay,
he's the X Division champion. Yes, he won it at the last pay-per-view.
Okay, that's something.
So, yeah, Penta versus Rush. Love that match.
That was a fun match. Yeah, that was just, and I think they've worked together back in Mexico too.
Yeah.
So they just were fluent.
There's a history there. Yeah,
they were good. There's a history there. I like Rush's look. I'm not a fan of Andrade's fucking group anymore, though. Like,
well, the money group there thing, but now it's just him and it's just him, Rush, and what's the other guy? The other not Phantasma.
No, some Spanish dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're three guys now. If you keep it like that, I think it can
maybe
work.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. And now they keep taking his mask away. It's basically why they won. Against Penta, they took his mask, and I like how Excalibur had to explain to us that you can't take the mask in Mexico, because if you do, then it's a disqualification. So I think they maybe might make that a rule in AEW for at least those kind of matches. So this way that they won't fucking try and take off the mask.
Yeah, because it's a big thing I know it's a big thing for the Mexican lucha libre culture, the mask, but it's also been done a lot before, especially in Mexico, where you have the non-masked wrestlers, Mexican wrestlers, and the masked wrestlers. It's been feuding for
Right.
decades,
Right.
So I think this is can go somewhere. It can be a good feud.
Yeah, it will definitely get some entertainment. That's for sure. Because then if we
Yeah.
do fucking Andrade and Rush versus the Lucha Brothers,
Oh yeah, I'm sure that would be a fire match. Oh yes, guaranteed,
So-
guaranteed. What else? What else?
well, I mean, whatever. I guess you got apparently what's her face is now part of the baddies just because she's getting paid to be there. It's like $1,500 or something.
Yeah, she's not too happy about it. Jade Cargill. Yeah,
No.
she goes, you better but not mess this up.
Or it's your ass.
Stokely. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to hear her say, JR, cut the shit. And JR be like,
yeah. She always says it's a new catchphrase.
Yeah,
Tony, cut the shit. Yeah. She says it on every promo.
Yep.
Billy, daddy ass turning on the Acclaimed. That was
I had told Big Red last week that maybe we were going to see a Billy and Chuck scenario thing happen with Billy and Bowens, but apparently I was wrong because now he went back with his sons.
You were going, you were gonna go that way.
I was thinking that's what they were kind of doing, right? Because they got
unless
really
it would have been a
close
parody.
with him. Well, I mean, I don't know, make it a parody or whatever, but I figured they would kind of maybe try and do that. I don't know, it could have been a thing.
Oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure they could have done it. I don't know if it would have worked nowadays.
I mean, I think it would have worked even better nowadays, technically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
know. It's because you're technically having a non-homosexual playing the part of a homosexual.
Yeah, but I think people would respect it with Billy though, right? Because Bowens is obviously homosexual.
Yeah, Bowens is homosexual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a way to go. But Billy, I found that weird. I found that weird. Him sticking for the Acclaimed last week. But everything makes sense now. It was all to turn on the Acclaimed now that Bivens or Bowens, sorry, not Bivens. Bowens is ready.
Right.
Now that Bowens is ready to wrestle again, so
now
that creates another program. In wrestling, it's always you have to find stuff for people.
Right.
And, now you have something for both that you could ride the wave there for a few weeks with the Gun Club against the Acclaim. But who's the baby faces? Who's the heels here? Obviously, the Gun Club is the heels, right? And you'd have to turn the Acclaimed face.
I guess that's what it is. Yeah. Well, I think the Acclaimed are already technically face.
Well,
right?
He's getting more. Max Caster's definitely was getting more over and over every week.
I mean, and also Bowens with saying, Atlanta, Texas, So,
the Acclaimed have arrived.
So I think they're already face. We saw the Gun Club, interrupting the Acclaimed rap. So that's a heelish tactic. So that's what I think it probably is. Yeah.
So in that program, it makes sense that they're the faces. They're the ones who are more over, anyways. Right. And the Gun Club are the ones with the most heat. So it fits perfectly there.
So what's his face was trying to get everyone to sign something to sue. I think that was for the whole Wardlow.
Oh yes, smart Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Who to refute? Oh yeah, Keith Lee. That's right. We see him trying to convince Keith Lee to sue Swerve.
Right.
Because what happened? What is he not happy with Swerve about Smart Mark?
I don't even know. I think it's been such a long storyline, but it's also been fairly pointless.
Yeah, it is a bit pointless.
Because the problem is he was also going after the Wardlow thing. Then the Wardlow thing ended, and then I just don't remember the whole Sterling Smart scenario at all. So I don't know technically why he's trying to sue him. I just know he's trying to sue him.
Yeah, because he tried to convince Keith Lee. He
Thanks, Jocelyn. All the best. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you.
Talk.
He's trying to convince the other one that that Swerve backstabbed him and they can do it again, and that he's a double faced guy, you know. And Keith Lee's like, yeah, we have our issues, but we're still a tag.
Right.
So, and now they're in the program for the titles. So it's a bit weird, a bit.
Yeah,
bit
the
all over
program for the
place.
titles is a bit weird. But also, like, what happened? Something happened where he was also trying to get, I think it was one of the best friends to sign.
You see, I might have missed that one. I might have missed that part.
And then Danhausen came along. I don't really remember though.
I probably missed that part. Maybe it's when I went to go smoke a cigarette.
One job.
Could be.
One job.
It could definitely.
Your lungs could have taken a break. You know, you're watching Dynamite here. You could go and explode your lungs.
Maybe it was the commercial break was a bit longer. I went to the cigarette was a bit longer than the commercial break. Sorry, maybe that was the problem. I don't remember any other when they went
one
to
job indeed. Absolutely. Damn, you just don't remember that at all. Yeah, it was. I think it was a short clip just before the main event, though. So I think, honestly, me too. I was kind of preparing myself for the main event. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I'm like, okay, I'm good now. Just give me fucking Moxley versus King, you know? Mm-hmm. So it was easily missed because I think it was one of the last things. And there was like 3 promos like back to back. So it could have easily been missed because then they also talked about ROH, Death Before Dishonor as well at the same time, July 23rd.
That looks like a good card also.
From what we know of it so far.
Jay Lethal, Samoa Joe. FTR Briscoes.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship, the Pure Wrestling Championship.
A rumor is supposed to be match. Brian Cage versus Jonathan Gresham.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's a rumored match. But yeah, so
Mercedes Martinez probably because she's champion, right? ROH.
Right, makes sense.
So she's probably there also. So Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal, there's history there.
A lot of history there, yeah.
We've been seeing Jay Lethal television calling out Samoa Joe for the last few weeks, but we haven't seen Samoa Joe. It's good to know that he's okay and that this match will happen at the.
I think he's just trying to, like that's it. He had a little minor injury though, right?
Okay, so
that's why he was gone. So I think they said, okay, bro, you're gonna be off until like you need to wrestle on ROH because we don't want to risk hurting you. Like whatever, we'll make sure you do some interviews or whatnot, but no bueno.
Yeah, so that's. I think we're gonna have July 23rd. We'll have a good card in our hands. I'm sure they're gonna announce a few more things because now it's only like 4 matches. I think announced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's soon, we still have 3 weeks, right? So
soon they should be starting also a daily show, even if it's on YouTube or something, because like you need to get these people wrestling, no?
Well, I mean, I don't know, right? So we still don't know what's kind of happening with that. I think there's rumors that he's going to announce something at the pay-per-view, though.
Okay, so that would be the place to announce it.
So that would be the place to announce it. Kind of make a big deal out of that. Really excited.
Maybe do a thing like maybe TNA does, where they film once a month. They go and they film like 4 shows right away.
Could easily do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't have to fly in every week or something. So you film 4 shows and.
I mean, or you do it at the the AEW headquarters though, so you can fucking do it whenever. Hey guys, whenever you're free or whatever, come on down. We'll film your match. We'll do some promos. Get out of here, and then
do that too. Yeah.
Maybe they've been doing that at the same time. You know what I mean? And then, so by the time he announces for the, we have this TV deal or this HBO,
they already have content. Yeah,
they have content, and they're good for maybe a few months, and then they could easily just keep going with that too. You know, so
yeah, it could be that would work also. That would definitely work. Also,
that would work
because now this pay-per-view is
so long. So
this pay-per-view is at basically the home of ROH, so it's in Lowell, Massachusetts. So,
okay.
So I don't know if that's just to like. Because that's where your fan base is, so you already is, so it's easier to like sell the tickets, but or if it's just a question of respect for ROH, or if it's just a coincidence, could be also. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I think there was planning maybe involved with that. Where are we going to sell the most tickets? Okay, where ROH's home is, let's go.
Yeah,
so.
seems more familiar, and it's going to look. And like you have said many times here on the podcast, now that they have actually good production behind it.
Oh, fuck
So,
my God. Yeah.
yeah.
I really want to go watch. I still haven't watched the Super Card of Honor. I really have to go and watch that back to see that Young Buck match, because I've said to myself, I can't watch
FTR Briscoes, you mean?
FTR Briscoes, excuse me.
Yeah.
Because now that it's good camera work, it's AEW style, I'm down.
Yeah.
Super down. Give it to
You'll
me.
enjoy
Give it to me. 23rd is also a Saturday. Nice.
I like that.
I like that. I do
I
work
prefer the pay-per-views on Saturday.
I do prefer the pay-per-views on Saturday. What time does it fucking start? It probably starts at 8, no?
Yeah, probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. That would make sense.
Death Before Dishonor 2020. Not 23. It's two in the future. Not 2002 either. Too much in the past. Okay. There we go. Death Before Dishonor. All right. So it starts. Live event ownership. Well, that's great info, guys. Doesn't give me a time.
This says the date.
This says the dates. So hopefully it's after 9, but I doubt it. It's probably gonna be 8. About 8 o'clock.
8 on a Saturday usually would be 8.
Yeah. So, damn it, I'm gonna miss like an hour. I'll see what I can do.
It's 2022. Could PVR it.
Yeah, that's valid.
You could even go out after work, PVR it, and then just watch it in an entirety when you get home.
You, sir, you might be onto something. Also got thank God I'm a Big Brother fan, so Big Brother's not on Saturdays either, so that works.
The Canada one?
The American one. The
American one.
Oh, you're not.
True. That is during the summer. That's right. That's during the summer. Big Brother always was. That's right. I'm also
record it. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I mean that's valid, guys. I know, but I can't necessarily record something that's not legally obtained. So you know.
You know it. You know we can watch it after, no problems. You don't have to record it. It was just trying to be trying.
I get it. I done slip, but it's a whole complex scenario, though. It's not like I can. But yeah, you're right. I can find it for sure.
Right. We've all seen the links.
This. We've all seen the links. Yeah, the chain links. Yeah, I think that's it though, bud.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. We did a good job this week of covering everything, news and all the shows and everything. So yeah, I think it's about that time you take us home, baby.
Sounds like a plan. So thank you guys for watching, listening, supporting as always. Please, by all means, if you want to hear certain stuff, you want us certain reviews, we're going to eventually also get maybe a Patreon going. But if you do want to give us ideas of what you might like to see, watch, hear, on what platform, we are always here with open ears and open arms, because we all love everyone. And of course you can follow me at JLB JLB420 on Twitter, JLBTLC25 on Twitch, and all my other links will be down below in my link tree. Of course, WTN Wrestling is where is at for all your wrestling talk now news. And it has a little bit of everything. It also will have a link tree down below. On top of that, Facts. Talk to you later, Jocelyn. Much love for the support. Hope you're doing good. Please don't be a stranger. Anytime you'd like to DM me, shoot the shit on the shit. It's all good. By all means, much love for the support. But yes, you can follow WTN at WTN Wrestling on all the social medias. Links will be down below in the doobly-doos. You, of course, can follow this crazy, psychotic, should have been locked up from the startup individual, Kid Crazy. Where can they follow you? Although they probably shouldn't.
You can follow me for any news on Twitter at just look up Michael Costa. I should come up. On Facebook, look up SPN at SPN Podcast. That's where I'll have all my interviews and my podcasts. And if you just want to shoot the shits or whatever, look up Michael Costa on Facebook, and that's where you'll find me.
There you go. And once again, links will be down below in the doobly-doos. And that's pretty much it. A pretty big week in wrestling. Another week is amongst us with no pay-per-view, so we're just going to be we have SmackDown coming up. Will Liv Morgan live to see be champion for an entire week? Or will she get dethroned by perhaps Charlotte Flair? Because that was the memes going around. So we shall
I really hope
see
not, but we
what
shall see.
happens. We shall certainly see indeed. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Always much love. Hope y'all have a rest of a great evening. But until next time, I should probably get this all set up. I just like to talk.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Here. There we have it. All right. Hold on. Oh, look at that. That's not even on the outro. Oh, so much crap. If I had better vision, this would be so much easier. It's not even here. There we are. Okay. So, God damn it. Boom. Thank you guys for watching. All the best. Much love. We'll keep you posted on all the news as it happens, when it happens, where it happens, on all the popular socials. But until next time, Kid Crazy, I'd like to thank you once again. Until next time, ciao for now.